Hey everybody, this is the Uke Revolution. I'm Brooke, and you're watching a lesson for the Nancy Sinatra song, These Boots Are Made for Walkin'. At long last, it's here, and the chords are already on the screen, so if you want to start looking at the chords while I talk about business stuff, you can go right ahead. It's just 3 of them. Anyway, we're going to learn the chord shapes, we're going to learn the chord patterns for each part of the song, a couple of strum pattern ideas, I have the bass riff tabbed, I have the horn riff from the outro tabbed, both those tabs on the screen for you today coming up, and I'm going to play the whole thing with all the lyrics and chords on the screen, and you can play along with me if you'd like. If you want to just skip to the play along, you don't want the lesson, there's timestamps for everything in the lesson, so you can manage how you would like to see this video. And there is a song sheet for this song. It's available for monthly members, or you can just purchase the single song sheet. All of the links for all that stuff are in the caption below. Check it out. A big thank you, as always, to current members. Thank you so much for supporting the Uke Revolution. It's because of the members that I'm able to keep making so many lessons for the channel and so many song sheet arrangements. Thank you so much for your support. Chord shapes: E7, A7, and G. That's it. If you want to play E or A instead of E7 or A7, you can. You might play A instead of A7, but who's going to play E instead of E7? I don't know. Raise your hand in the comments if you're a masochist. Let's look at parts of the song. So the verse is a little storytelling bit. You keep saying you got something for me and all those kind of parts. This looks a bit silly because it's just so much E7, right? So in between all of these forward slashes are 4 beats. So it's E7 for 4, and then we do that 8 times. Not always, but today, 1 bar, 1 set of forward slashes does equal 1 strum pattern. When we get to the strum patterns later, we'll see that. So we have E7 for 8 bars, A7 for 4 bars, and then back to E7 for 4 bars. And we're gonna go ahead and incorporate the strum patterns into like our verse and chorus practice. So we have a chunky island strum, down, chunk, up, or you can just play down, down, up. If you don't chunk yet, or you don't want to chunk, no problem. Down, up, or down, chunk, up. And then we have a little strum pattern that's mimicking the guitar in the original a little bit. And this is actually just the first half of the island strum pattern, repeated. Down, up. See how that's the same as the down, chunk up here? Down, up, down, up. I find this a little bit tricky to sustain for a long time because if I stop thinking about it, I start just playing the island strum because it's the beginning of island strum. So I'll give you a little demo of this down, up strum, the second one, with just E7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down. And that initial down strum, the one that's by itself each time, sometimes it's almost like a half strum, like I'm just hitting kind of the top. And then the emphasis is more on the down strum that comes on the 2 and the 4. And then we have the chunky island strum. So I'm actually going to play the verse chords with the chunky island strum just to go through those. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3. Second line, E. Third line. Line. So I want to show you the chorus chords, but it just makes more sense if you can see how they match up with the lyrics. But I want to show you like the rhythm of the pattern too. So we have G for 4, E7 for 4, and then we repeat that, G for 4, E7 for 4. And as you can see on the screen here, this is the these boots are made for walking part. So when we get to the last line, one of these days these boots, the band drops out for this part of the lyric. But you could keep playing chords if you want to. So I've included those chords. Like, what would the band keep playing if they did? But basically, we're playing G for 4, one of these days, these boots. Boots comes on this E7, and it's just a sharp down strum. One of these days, these boots are going to walk all over you. And then the band comes back in on you. And it's the bass tab. We haven't looked at the bass tab yet, but you have a choice here. You can either play the bass tab from there on you, or you can just play E7. And there's a little interlude bit that's just mostly E7, I think, and we'll see it with all of the lyrics later in the play along. So G for 4, E7 for 4. We repeat that. We have G for 4, E7 stop on just the E7 down strum on boots. Then there's nothing until the E7 comes up again. But if you wanted to keep playing, if you wanted it to be more acoustic and strummier and you're not following how she does it in the original production, then you would play G for 4, E7 for 4, and you repeat that 4 times. Let me give you an example of this chorus, playing it both ways. I'll play it the original way first, and then I'll play it the strummy way, like if you keep playing chords the whole time. 1, 2, 3. These boots are made for walking. That's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. And what I did there too that I forgot that I was gonna do and that I subconsciously did it, I kept strumming the strum pattern while I'm not playing any chords here. Just to keep the rhythm in my hand. You don't have to do it, but it helps. You could also knock on the body of the uke like this. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Or like this. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. I'm muting the strings with my fingers. They're just laying on top of the strings, not pressing. Just some ideas for stuff you can do. If we play it and keep playing the chords the whole time, it will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boots are made for walking. That's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Okay, so what is the bass tab? If we wanted to put the bass tab there, what is it? Let's see. I got the low G and the high G for you. And I'm playing with the low G. If you play with high G, we're gonna start on the 7th fret, and we're just moving down one at a time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E7. So if you are going to use it, you're going to play this, and then immediately after it, you play E7. And we'll see that a little more clearly later when I have all of the lyrics and the intros and interludes and everything on the screen. I'll point it out for you. If you play low G, you're going to start on the 4th fret of the C string. So if you put this at the end of that chorus, let me show you what it would sound like. 1, 2, 3. These boots are made for walking. That's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Just E7. So let's look at the whole thing on the screen because it's almost time to play the whole thing. But I want to show you a couple things before we start playing the whole thing. Okay, so what do we have? We have the intro. These first 4 bars of E7 are the bass tab or just play E7. And then we hone in on the E7 here for 4 more bars. And the same thing happens at the end of this chorus. We just looked at this. This E7 on U is either the bass tab or you can just play E7. During the play along, I'll play the bass tab so you can see how that all goes together. And then we've got another verse and a chorus, the same thing. It's just different lyrics for the verse. Pretty straightforward. Same thing for the interlude after verse 2 and chorus 2. Verse 3 by itself because the outro is after this and it takes up space. Verse 3, same kind of thing. Nothing crazy or new. Okay, here's the outro. The chorus again. We have the same thing, but here's the horn riff if you want it. Just for fun. If you want to mess with the horn riff. 7 on the E string, 5, 6, 7 on the A string, and then 0 on E, and it repeats. And you just end on E7. In the original production, it just fades on that horn riff. If you want, you could go back and repeat the chorus and then end on Walk All Over You. Okay, let's play the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bass line, go. E7, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. First one. You keep saying you got something for me, something you call love, but confess. A7. You've been a messin' where you shouldn't been a messin'. Someone else is getting all your best. These boots are made for walking, that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. E7. Verse 2, you keep lying when you ought to be truthing. You keep losing where you ought not bet. You keep saying when you ought to be changing. Yeah, what's right is right, but you ain't been right yet. These boots are made for walking, that's just what they do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. E7. Every time I'm surprised that I do it. You keep playing where you shouldn't be playing. You keep hoping that you'll never get burned. Ha! Well, I just found me a brand new box of matches, yeah. What in those you ain't had time to learn. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Are you ready, boots? Start walking. Cha-cha-cha. Maybe. Or if you want to go back and play the chorus again, so be one of these days these boots, blah, 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 the E7 or the bass tab and the horn riff, and then we'll go back and do the chorus. Like this. 1, 2, 3, let's go. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. E7, are you ready, boots? Start walking. To the chorus, these boots are made for walking, that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and making music with me. If you have any questions, of course, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to help. And I'll see you next time with another lesson. Happy strumming and stay funky. Peace out. Goodbye.